Great morning. How you doing? Sure, do your thing. No, it don't matter. Do your thing. Great morning. What's your thing, Chase? You on bus walks. That's it? We ready to go? Great morning, great morning. Sound low. Y'all don't sound excited. Y'all sure y'all in the right place? Y'all sure y'all in the right place? Y'all ready to get to the closing table? Y'all ready to change those bank accounts? Y'all ready to sacrifice? Y'all ready to be disciplined? Y'all ready to go all in? Yeah, we're gonna find out. How many people, this your first time in Cleveland? Welcome to Cleveland. We got any New Yorkers in the building? What about ATL? No Atlanta people? That's different, that's a first. Cleveland. Hey, this is the most people that I've had from Cleveland attend one of these events since I started doing it in the middle of the scamdemic. 2020, you know. Cleveland, give yourself a round of applause. I'm glad y'all woke up. How can you stay asleep and your city is a gold mine and the GOAT live in your city? I'm serious. This is one of the best markets in the Midwest, one of the best markets in the US. You got people relocating from all around the world coming to Cleveland to set up shop to take advantage of the real estate opportunities that we have. All around the world, coming to Cleveland, moving to Cleveland, and y'all live right here. Sorry about that. I'm glad you said so. So the goal for today is to equip you all with a blueprint for the city of Cleveland, like the different strategies for the different zip codes in Cleveland, because every strategy don't work in every zip code. The next thing is walking through properties, teaching you how to take inventory of properties, AKA estimate the repairs. Because if you don't know the numbers, you can't possibly get to the closing table. You can't possibly find a great deal. You won't know what a great deal look like if you don't know the numbers. So we're gonna walk through that process, the numbers, and evaluating properties. That's one of the most important parts of real estate, the numbers. Once you get the numbers and the strategies for every zip code, the rest is simple, but we're gonna go into detail. But that's the basis for today. For you get familiar with the zip codes and the strategies that you could use to make money in each of those zip codes and understanding the numbers when you walk through a property. That's what we're gonna do in the field. When we get back to the classroom, we're gonna talk about multiple ways that you can find these deals. Business credit, personal credit, partnering, etc. But I brought some experts in to talk about that. How many people, by a show of hands, flipped a house already? Flipped at least one house? Okay. How many people, by a show of hands, own a house? Got it. How many people interested in flipping houses? Everybody. Here's my strategy for building a rental portfolio, how I actually built my portfolio. When I first started, I was listening to all of the noise. All of the noise said buy rental properties because they'll change your life. So I acquired a bunch of rental properties. I got over leveraged because I maxed out all of the properties. I bought the properties free and clear, then I took out loans on all of the properties. Back then, you can get 110% of the money out of the property, AKA set yourself up for failure. So I took 110% out on all the properties, about 30 properties at the time. I didn't have the mindset that I had today. I was 1 foot in real estate, 1 foot out. I wasn't committed to being a student of the real estate game. I wasn't trying to learn. I brought the same habits that I had from the streets to the real estate game. Made the money in real estate, but my mind was thinking party every day. Every day was a Friday. And so I was just spending money as fast as I made it. And I was putting the properties together wrong, because I was just in a hurry to get the money by all means necessary. So I was putting the properties together wrong. I was a slumlord, putting band-aids on the property. Most of my crew was on illegal substances. It's my real story. So I wanted everything cheap. And so when the market changed, because I wasn't a student of the game, I didn't understand that real estate has cycles. Market go up, market go down, depending on what's going on in the American economy. Anytime America experiences turbulence in the economy, it affects housing. So I wasn't prepared for any of that. I'm partying, next thing I know, the market crashed, AKA correct itself. Markets don't crash. They use that word to make you scared. Markets correct themselves. It's always a correction. But if you're a student of the game, you understand that it's gonna be a correction. You understand that you gotta do the right thing with your money when it come in. You gotta reinvest back into your business. You need to have reserves for the just in case. So I ain't had no reserves, didn't understand the cycles. The market crashed, AKA corrected itself. And so when the market corrected itself, all the properties went down in value. They weren't worth what I paid for them. The money that I was collecting in rent, it didn't cover the mortgages. So after the first of the month kept coming like every Friday, you know, when you under pressure, you done spent too much money, it's like the first of the month come every Friday. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I did the same thing with car payments that I couldn't afford. It seemed like the first of the month was coming every Friday. I was trying to run away from myself, but I couldn't. I had to change my habits and my thought process. So the market corrected itself. I lost all the properties. I was 7 figures in the hole. I was stressed out, sad. Anybody ever felt sad when they ain't got no money? I felt like I weighed 80 pounds, lost all my property. So after I got tired of running in place, whining and complaining, looked in the mirror and I realized that I was the problem, but I was also the solution. That's when I got serious about real estate. Because what I figured is if I didn't have to do work, if I hired the right people, if I put a team together, if I got control over my spending habits, if I reinvested most of my money into real estate, it wouldn't take me no time to reach all of my financial goals when it came to real estate. If I started doing the work right, I can get tenants that want to stay long term. If I put the product together right, they're going to pay every month versus not putting the product together right. And every month I got to spend money paying for things that I should have fixed in the beginning. Everything outside changed. Change has to start from the inside first. Life is not an outside game. Outside is a reflection of what's going on inside. So once I changed the inside, my outside started to look a little different. Even before the money came, once you decide that you're gonna change, you start to feel different. It's a feeling associated with when you say, you know what, I'm sick of my own and I'm about to do something about it. I don't know if anybody else ever felt that before, but once you make that decision and you commit, things change. It's a feeling associated with it. You ain't gotta have a dime in your pocket, but that feeling that you have, you know that whatever it is, you're going to get it. It don't matter what the number is. It don't matter how many zeros. Once you lock in and commit it. So I committed to becoming a student of the game. I wasn't looking at my watch worrying about how long it's gonna take. That's how I could tell when people ain't serious. How long it's gonna take? How fast can I flip a house? I can't help people like that. When people reach out to me saying, OG, I got 200,000, how can you help me flip it real quick? I can't help you, go sign up with somebody else. I can't help. I don't wanna work with people that's looking for something real fast. I didn't get here real fast. I'm 20 plus years in the game. It didn't happen fast. I ran in place for 10 years. 10 years because of my spending habits. 10 years because I was disrespecting the game and disrespecting money. 10 years because I was a slumlord. But once I fixed my mindset, it was a clear path to the top. Anybody wanna know how I bounced back out of that 7-figure hole? Only 3 people said yeah. So it was real simple. I used a couple of my relationships. Most people ain't looking to build relationships. Most people looking for one-night stands. Life is relationships. If you ain't got a dime and you got the right relationships, you could tap into any amount of money if you got the relationships. But if you burnt all your bridges, it's just you and there's no relationship to tap into because you don't value relationships. So I had a couple of relationships and they became my credit partners. Credit partners basically meaning when I had a 447 credit score. They had 700 plus credit scores. I went to the bank, got lines of credit, and used hard money lenders, and I did fix and flips to dig my way back out of the hole. It was that simple. So my credit partners, they used their credit, and I gave them a percentage of the money that I made to use their credit. In life, when you create win-wins, where everybody wins, you can't lose. Let me repeat that. When you create win-win scenarios where everybody wins, not just you, because yeah, you got a family, you want to feed your family, you want to make 6 and 7 figures, but guess what? Everybody here want to do the same thing. So when you make everybody's vision just as important as yours, it's just a matter of time before you get to the top. That's been my secret recipe forever. Relationships. Any amount of money I need, I can pick up the phone and call somebody and get it. Why? I do what I say I'm gonna do. If I borrow money, I pay it back when I said I was gonna pay it back. I ain't got no excuse or no stories after I get the money. And I got 3 ways to pay it back. I never go get somebody money based off of one situation. I'm thinking of multiple ways that I could pay it back because I never want to mess up my street credit. I messed up my bank credit multiple times. I never messed up my street credit. I can call any one of my friends and get any amount of money. My street credit is impeccable. So you got to become that same person. If you owe somebody some money, put together a payment plan and pay them. That may be your next business partner, but that's how I got out of the hole. Got a couple credit partners, gave them a percentage of each deal, and flipped my way out of the hole. Makes both sense. SCN, SC, and CENTS. And then I only focused on real estate. If you go back to the beginning of time, whenever social media started, I talked real estate. The market crash, I was still talking real estate. In the scamdemic, still real estate. You go on my page, it's real estate. When the market crashed, I didn't go start teaching Turo. I focus on one thing. So my advice to you is focus on one thing till you hit 7 figures. Make that a goal. If you make that a goal to focus on one thing till you hit 7 figures, you're gonna understand this game like the back of your hand. You're gonna be a master of the game because you focus on one thing. Most people can't focus. Every day they switching things. If somebody say you can make $1 million doing it, they're gonna go do that. Focus on one thing. That's been one of the keys to my success. One thing. People always ask me, how many markets you invest in? Well, I invested in Alabama with a partner that overstands Alabama. I invested some money. I didn't invest my attention. I invested in Houston with a partner that understands Houston, born and raised in Houston. I invested my money, not my attention. My market is Cleveland, Ohio. It's the only market I'm interested in. Everything that I want from a real estate game is right here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's more than enough opportunities for everybody that's serious. Because here's the thing, and we all know this, everybody's not serious. Most people hype for the moment, but so it ain't no competition, it ain't oversaturated, it's just not. But for the people that's serious, it's an abundance of opportunities right here. So I focus on one market. And then the thing that you hear on social media is saying that you got to get 100 units in order to get rich or make 7 figures, that's a lie. Most of those people not in the game for real. Maybe they own 100 units with 100 people and they millions in debt because on the average door per property, when you got debt on it, you're making $200 per door. You can get 10 units and be set. You don't need 100 units. You don't got to go big to make it big in this game. I did my biggest project last year. That was the first time I'd done that size project. But I had already hit 7 figures with little houses in the inner city. That's been my focus. Single family homes in the inner city. The key is you deciding, once you get this information and you continue to learn, you decide what's going to be the vehicle for you. Like what's going to be your strategy? You like single families, you like 2 families, you want 4 units, you want to focus on the inner city, you want to focus on the suburb. You got to find or create the recipe that works great for you. I hope y'all taking notes. Y'all gonna get overwhelmed today on purpose. Find or create the recipe that works great for you. It's a million ways to make $1 million in real estate. Again, find or create the recipe that works great for you. Even if he wasn't a flipper, you can make $1 million being a general contractor, being a project manager, being a property manager, electrician, plumbing, heating. So just decide and focus on that one thing till you hit 7 figures. Any questions so far? So my focus has been the east side. I think over my 25 years, I only done 1 property on the west side. The question is, why do I focus on the east side? Well, when I look at the availability of properties on the east side, right, and the money that I want to make, is no need for me to go try to learn the west side. I have some mentees that make a lot of money on the west side, but it's just not my focus. The east side is my focus. It's easy for me to get up every morning, drive through the east side, check on my projects, ride past my rental properties. Even though I got property managers, I like to watch my money. And that's why I say this game is active before it ever gets passive. It's active before it gets passive. So even if you got property managers, project managers, you want to keep an eye on your stuff because nobody gonna take care of your stuff like you. The young lady said in one of my videos on social media, I said that for new investors, I wouldn't suggest the east side. No, what I said was, this is what I said. For new investors, I wouldn't suggest that they buy property in East Cleveland, Ohio. So the east side and East Cleveland is 2 different things. East Cleveland is its own city. And so for new investors, I tell them don't buy property in East Cleveland when they just getting started because East Cleveland come with a whole set of issues. It's one of the worst cities in Cuyahoga County, but they the hardest on violations and repairs. But if you go to the building department in East Cleveland, it looked like it should be condemned. So imagine you walking into a building pulling permits and they got boards on the floor because you could fall down and the roof leaking, but they telling you that you got to get these repairs done or they taking you to court. So again, that's why I tell new people, don't invest in East Cleveland because I think it would discourage them. Once you get some reps up under your belt, you get a better understanding of the game, then you can go to East Cleveland. Once you understand the game, you understand the different things that they come with because they got some great opportunities, but you got to be in position to be patient, buy and wait. At some point, they're gonna come back. for sure. But you got to be in a position where you can plant some seeds and you can wait on it to grow. So he asked, how did I get out of the 7-figure hole? I got out of the 7-figure hole strictly doing retail flips, rehabbing properties and selling them to homeowners. That's how I got out of that hole. I didn't learn how to wholesale until 2012. I got out of the hole by doing retail flips. In 2012, that's when I learned how to wholesale. If I was to start over today, I would wholesale for sure. Because wholesale is something that you could do with little to no money, don't need credit, but you gotta put in work. It ain't as easy as they talk about on social media. You gotta put in work. You gotta be prepared to get cussed out, get hung up on, but all it takes is one deal and you get some momentum. I love wholesaling. One of the main reasons I like wholesaling, when you learn how to wholesale, AKA find properties at a deep discount, AKA finding people that need to sell, not people that want to sell. People that need to sell, you can get a deal. Like somebody passed away, somebody got a divorce, somebody inherited a house, they don't want it, somebody behind on their taxes, they can't pay it, somebody that got city violations, they just don't want to deal with it. Those people need to sell. Once you learn how to do that and then to negotiate with getting those properties at a discount, you got multiple exit strategies. So we just go up here and make a right.
All right.
No, we good. That's our fault. Hey, things happen in real estate. Hey, real estate ain't gonna be smooth. At one time on one of these tours, I had to kick the door in because somebody took the key out of my lockbox, one of the contractors. But that's the game. We're not going like, no, kick the door in. We ain't kick it, we broke the window. You gotta keep moving. I made most of my money like that. Where people make up excuses, I make up solutions. I found some of my best deals in snowstorms when other people was talking about they was cold. I'm not cold. How can you be broke and cold? That ain't a good combination. One of the reasons why I like wholesaling is because it gives you multiple exit strategies. Let me go in detail a little bit. You get a property at a deep discount because you learn how to negotiate and find those people that need to sell. You could put that property under contract with no money. You could put that property under contract with no money, and then you can assign that contract to somebody else and get paid. Basically what that looked like is, say my friend here is selling his house, he needs to sell. I know that the house is worth 30, just say 30 wholesale. I get it under contract for 20. Me and him agreed to 20,000. I'm marketing it for 30. How much money I'm gonna make off that deal? 10. I'm marketing it for 30. He a retail investor, he do fix and flips, and he like 44120. That's the zip code we in now. So I call him up because I already built a relationship with the people that's interested in single family homes in 44120. So he one of my clients that like this zip code, so he a perfect fit for this house. So as soon as I get this house under contract for 30, for 20, I send it to him for 30. He don't care about my number. What he care about is he get it for 30,000. It need 40,000 in repairs and he could sell it for 140. So when he wired the money to the title company, he go sign, he get his 20, I sign, I get my 10. And I didn't need no money and no credit. That's one extra strategy when you learn wholesaling. The second one is that property that you put under contract, you buy it, rehab it, and add it to your rental portfolio for monthly cash flow. The third option is you rehab it and flip it to a homeowner, retail flip. The fourth option is rehab it, put tenants in place, put it under professional property management. You sell it turnkey to an out-of-state or out-of-country investor. Turnkey does basically mean a rehab house occupied with tenants under professional property management. You sell it to out-of-state investors or out-of-country. They like turnkey flips because they ain't got to look for contractors. They ain't got to look for houses. Everything is already ready. They sign on a dotted line. The next month, they get the wire to their bank account from the tenants. Oh, here's another option. The fifth option is, and this is what I do a lot of now, I get properties, I buy them cash, and then I turn around and sell them and make 20 to 30% return on my money without doing anything. That's why I like wholesaling. It puts you in a position to have the most extra strategies.
That's different than just selling it to another investor.
Let me go back over. The first option was you don't need no money or credit. You put it under contract and you assign it and get a fee. Everybody understand that? You assign it and get a fee. The last option I said was you buy it cash. Now you're in position because you ran to other plays, you just stack your money up. You in position, those deals that you find it, now you in position to buy it cash. You buy it cash. You turn around and sell it and make 20 to 30% return on your money without doing any work. It's a couple differences. The first option, when you assign the contract, you can't market the property. You can't put it on the MLS. You can't put it on your social media because you don't own a percentage of that property. So you can only shop the contract. So you got limited ways that you can market it. When you buy it cash, you own it. You can put it on your social media page like I do. You can list it on the MLS. The MLS is the largest cash buyers list in the world because millions of people are looking at the MLS. I like the MLS route where I buy them, then my wife put them on the MLS to sell them. Did I answer your question? That's another thing. If you got questions, don't leave here with questions. for sure. I wouldn't even say fix and flip is a business model.
Not either.
No. Fix and flip is a hustle. Wholesaling is a hustle, but you use it for a means to an end. You want to hustle to build your capital up so you in the driver's seat and you can take advantage of most of the opportunities that you get. So you just want to use wholesaling as a means to an end. Fix and flip the same way. Managing contractors every day, AKA adult daycare, that ain't a business. You use that to build your capital up. So I use turnkey flips, retail flips, wholesale flips. I use that as a way to build my rental portfolio up free and clear and to do other things outside of real estate.
What about that bus ride?
Oh, I feel good. I still feel good. Man, I feel like a rapper.